Hamas Al-Qassam brigades have intensified their relentless campaign against the Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, in northern Gaza, further escalating an already volatile conflict. The situation on the ground remains dire, with heavy casualties reported on both sides as the fighting spreads across key battlegrounds. In one of the latest and most significant incidents, a senior IDF commander and a soldier from the same unit were struck during a fierce exchange of fire with Hamas militants in Jabalia, a densely populated and strategically vital area in northern Gaza. Lieutenant Colonel Yoel Glickman, a commander from the Nachshon Battalion, 90, of the KFIR Brigade, sustained critical injuries while leading his unit in combat. The IDF confirmed that Lieutenant Colonel Glickman was hit during an intense battle with Hamas gunmen entrenched in the urban environment of Jabalia. Reports indicate that the officer is in serious condition and is undergoing advanced medical treatment in an Israeli hospital. His injury highlights the ongoing risks faced by Israeli forces as they confront well-organized and heavily armed Hamas fighters. The same confrontation also claimed the life of Sergeant First Class, Res. Roy Sasson, another member of the Nachshon Battalion. Sergeant Sasson was fatally wounded during the exchange, marking a tragic loss for his unit and adding to the mounting toll of the conflict. The IDF mourned his death, commending his bravery and commitment to duty in one of the most challenging theaters of the war. The battle in Jabalia is just one chapter in a broader conflict that has seen relentless clashes between Hamas and Israeli forces. The Al-Qassam brigades, the armed wing of Hamas, have ramped up their operations in recent days, targeting IDF positions and infrastructure with a combination of guerrilla tactics, rocket fire, and drone strikes. Their fighters, operating from concealed positions in urban areas, have demonstrated resilience against the superior firepower of the IDF, inflicting casualties and slowing the progress of Israeli ground operations. Hamas claimed responsibility for the attack on the Nachshon Battalion, releasing videos purportedly showing their fighters engaging Israeli forces in Jabalia. The footage depicts intense urban warfare, with Hamas employing improvised explosive devices, IEDs, sniper fire, and ambushes to counter the IDF's advances. The group has also claimed successful strikes against Israeli tanks and armored vehicles, further complicating the IDF's mission in Gaza. The IDF has responded with a combination of airstrikes, artillery fire, and ground maneuvers aimed at dismantling Hamas military infrastructure. Israeli officials have reiterated their commitment to eliminating the threat posed by Hamas, emphasizing the need to neutralize the group's leadership and operational capabilities. However, the urban nature of the conflict has made it difficult for Israeli forces to achieve a decisive victory, as Hamas continues to exploit the densely populated environment to its advantage. Jabalia, along with other areas in northern Gaza, has become a flashpoint in the conflict, with intense fighting leading to widespread destruction and civilian casualties. The humanitarian situation in Gaza has deteriorated rapidly, with international organizations warning of a looming crisis as supplies of food, water, and medical aid run low. The ongoing hostilities have also displaced tens of thousands of civilians, adding to the already dire conditions in the besieged territory. The loss of Lieutenant Colonel Glickman and Sergeant Sasson is a stark reminder of the human cost of the conflict, which has claimed the lives of numerous soldiers and civilians on both sides. For Israel, the injuries to a senior officer underscore the challenges faced by its military in navigating a complex and hostile battlefield. The IDF has vowed to continue its operations until Hamas is defeated, but the path to achieving that goal remains fraught with obstacles. As the fighting intensifies, the international community has called for urgent de-escalation and a return to dialogue. However, efforts to broker a ceasefire have so far been unsuccessful, with both sides digging in for a prolonged conflict. The IDF has warned that its operations in Gaza could extend for weeks or even months, while Hamas has vowed to continue resisting what it describes as Israeli aggression. The broader implications of the conflict are also being felt beyond Gaza, with regional and global actors closely monitoring the situation. The violence has drawn criticism from several nations, while others have expressed support for Israel's right to defend itself against Hamas attacks. The polarized international response has complicated efforts to mediate a resolution, leaving the people of Gaza and Israel to bear the brunt of the ongoing war. As the situation unfolds, the stakes remain high for both sides. For Hamas, the ability to continue inflicting losses on the IDF boosts their morale and strengthens their position as a resistance movement. For Israel, maintaining the security of its citizens while achieving its military objectives in Gaza is a delicate balancing act. The outcome of the conflict will have far-reaching consequences, not only for the people directly involved but also for the broader Middle East and the international community.